What's going on, guys? Welcome to part 3 of the Netherlands Q&A. If you guys have any questions for us you want to see us answer on a podcast or whatever, let us know in the comments below, because if we use your question, we will give you a shout out in that video. Now, with that said, let's jump in. This one's from Ibrahim Ali, and he asked the question, if you could give yourself any piece of advice at any point in your past, what would it be? Oh, that one was good. And then he has a second question that's Star Wars related. So I guess we'll do this one. I don't know. I guess I'd give myself like all the lottery numbers or something, like something simple like that. But if you can't do that easy, then I'd be like, invest all your money in Dogecoin. Like right off 2012, as soon as it goes, I think they started in 2000 like 13, 14. Just start putting money in Dogecoin. By
And
the time
sell it when it
2019
hits
hits,
70. Sell it when it hits 70 cents. Then sell it.
yeah.
All of it.
Yep. So there you go. That's an easy one. What would you guys say?
I got this. All right. So for me, there's a ton of. I would write a whole book of things to do. As I get older, I'm not getting any younger. There's a bunch of curveballs at you. But appreciate this question. Wasn't expecting it. I probably would go back and tell me to see people for what they are, not what you want them to be. What I mean by that is I feel like I've always like maybe viewed a friendship or a partnership or something and like made a decision based off of, well, like what can go wrong? Well, that could go wrong, but they wouldn't do that to me because I wouldn't do that to them. But not everyone's the same. So I would say to see things for what they are, see people for what they are, not for what you hope the outcome would be or hope they are, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you went deeper with it. I just kind of I threw something out. Hey, get rich quick.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's good. Hey, that's something. What about you, the nerd? What would you say? I mean, you're still relatively young. You're still a spring
Yeah.
chicken.
So, if I were to go back and tell myself something, it would be to be less shy when I was younger because I was so unbelievably shy when I was younger. Like people would talk to me and I just wouldn't respond. So it was very hard for me to make friends when I was younger. So I'd probably go back in time and say, stop being so shy. Not everybody hates you. Just be yourself and don't worry about what other people think, because that's something that really affected me for quite a few years. It's only been like probably from when I was like 12 to like 15, I was like really, really shy, and it just really affected my social life quite a bit. So that's what I'd
All right.
probably do. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's good.
another
That's a good one.
really deep one.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, now I have to give deep one. Okay, here we go. This is what it is, right? It's okay to grow up, but make sure to never lose your fun. And the thing about that is that your entire life, you're kind of building to this point, and in your mind, you're like, well, one day I'm going to be a boring grown up. But you don't have to be a boring grown up. Sure, you have to grow up. You have to learn how to do your taxes. You're going to have to learn how to pay bills. You're going to have to learn how to be an adult. Yes, but that doesn't mean you can throw out things that you like to do for fun. That doesn't mean you're not allowed to, let's say, follow your hobby, which could be anything. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean, like, as long as you're not hurting anyone, obviously. But don't be afraid to do what you love. Doesn't matter how old you get. If you like to play with action figures, play with action figures. Who cares? If you want to play with My Little Pony dolls, and you're a grown man, that's okay. You're a brony. That's fine. Like, you're not hurting anybody. You know what I mean? So do you. Do what you want to do. People are going to judge you, but that's their problem. You know what I mean? Other people's opinions on you are none of your business.
Let me jump in though, Net. I felt like you
Sure.
always were good with that. Like is that advice you have to tell yourself? Because I've known you now for what, man, like 15 years. I mean, I felt
Yeah.
like you were always good at that.
I think that ultimately comes down to I learned that more in high school. Before actually you and I became like close friends, because I was always like, oh well, like I used to be like, gotta get girls. You know what I mean? So I can't like fun things. You know how it is. Everyone gets that phase. And so I learned when I got my girlfriend, who's now my wife. As time went on, I was like, like I felt like I did miss out on a lot of different opportunities because I was like, um, too busy trying to be too cool. You know what I mean? And I missed out on some fun times, and I eventually learned that that was not right. But we all learn different times. Way things work. So There you go. Next one is if Lucasfilm let you make a Star Wars movie, series, video game, comic book, etc., and you could choose what it would be about, what would it be? Okay, so this is a really good question, but I feel like we could do this specifically for like a video itself. So
Yeah.
let's save this question for a bigger video. So thank you for the question. If you want to see that video, make sure to subscribe to the channel, and you might just see it. Okay, next question is from Robert Burns, and he asked the question, what is your favorite redemption of a Star Wars character in Clone Wars? A character that was fixed by Clone Wars to be more specific. Okay, so I think what he's asking is like characters either from the other expanded universe that got brought into like these other universes that made them cooler. So like let's say like it was just like some random cameo in the movies that then showed up in the show and became a cool character or something like that. The best example I can probably use is Maul. You know, even Boba to an extent could be used that to that point now. But it'd be more of like what character got introduced into the Clone Wars itself. Definitely Maul, because Maul before was just there to be killed by Obi-Wan, and he was just there to be a final boss, and then that was it. And then the Clone Wars brought him back and made him a fully fleshed out character and a lot more, just a better character overall. Actually, you could say it even made him a character because he was just a bad guy. You know, he was just there to die, and now here he is, and that's pretty cool. So,
What do you have? 3 lines?
yeah, yeah, if that. So, yeah, I would say, I'd pretty much say as far as Clone Wars goes, yeah, Maul definitely has the biggest fix, I guess you could say, out of any of the characters. But what would you guys say, in your opinion?
Again, I haven't seen them all. I've seen about half of the Clone Wars, but yeah, I would have to go with that for now, just because I'm not. I'll be honest, I'm not the most informed and able to answer your question. So, but I can't disagree with anything that's said.
So I'm just gonna trust you guys. I haven't seen the Clone Wars. I've seen like 3 episodes, so I'm just gonna trust that what you guys are saying is true. So yeah.
Okay, that's fair. Understandable. Okay, next question is from Joe Rowland. He asked the question, who do you think is the best villain in Halo? I guess you guys don't really play much Halo, so I'm going to do a tier list on this. So make sure to like and subscribe for this video later. So there you go. Next question is from Patrick Gensch. I think that's how you say your name. Sorry if I messed that up. And he asked the question, one thing you would change about the sequels. If you could change one thing.
Wait, only one thing?
So let's make this before. I would say like I'd change. You know, you could generally just say I'd change the episode 7 altogether, and then that would fix episode 9. But let's just keep it like standard, like very like to the point, like one story element you would change or something like that, instead of like being able to change all of it. So what was one thing that really bothered you that you were like, I wish they changed that? What would you say, Gold Wulf?
Can I say everything? I mean,
no, you can't say everything because that's too easy of an answer. We need to get down to the meat and potatoes.
Well, the meat and potatoes would be: can we just go back in time and not sell it to Disney? I mean, I don't. Okay, shoot, one thing. One thing. Is this too broad? Can I say their whole entire cast? Dude, I don't. It's so hard. I just don't know. I mean,
that's fine. I mean, it's
the
cool.
Story. Can I say that the whole story? I don't. That's a tough one. I don't know.
It's okay. Oh, how about the nerd? What do you think? What would you change if you could change it?
So only one thing.
The hardest question ever.
It is a tough question.
There's just so much that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll say what I'd change. I would. Actually, there's 2 things I would change. I would either make Kylo turn to the light side in Last Jedi, or I would have him not die at the end of Rise of Skywalker. So those are, I mean, like I said, there's a lot of other things I'd change too, but on top of my head right now, I'd pick those reasons. The first reason is because I think it would have been cool to see Kylo and Rey team up for the majority of Episode 9 versus Snoke. Like if they wouldn't have killed off Snoke in Last Jedi. And in this idea of my mind, it would have been Snoke would have been Plagueis. Would have made more sense. That's why he's big, ominous, and scary, and seems to be more powerful than Palpatine in that type of perspective. Would have been really cool if they would have did something like that. But that's just me. If Kylo would have survived, we would have saw him take up more of his place as him and Rey being able to train. They would have like their own situation going on as far as like maybe starting to actually train these new Jedi that were hinted at in the Last Jedi, something along those lines. And then of course, if I were to let Kylo live in Episode 9 at the end of that, then we could see more Kylo stuff in the future, and the Solo / Skywalker lineage that the bloodline could have continued theoretically beyond Episode 9. So yeah, there you go. Unless Kylo, when he healed Rey, he manipulated the midichlorians inside of her and passed on the next chosen one. Think about that. Think how Anakin was born. The midichlorians were manipulated to create him by Palpatine. So, I mean, that's not confirmed, obviously, but it has been hinted at. So, you know what? I'm going to believe it. There you go. So, Rey's pregnant with Kylo's baby. Without any of the fun parts.
That's a pretty boring way to put a baby in somebody.
But hey, some way we got to continue on that lineage. That's the way we do it. So,
this could be an whole. Well, I'll just jump in and say this again could be a whole entire hour.
Yeah,
true.
We
could
just.
Then you know what? Maybe we'll save that for another video then, unless you guys want to add anything into this.
I did want to say the one thing that I would change is I would have made Jar Jar be like the big Sith Lord. I would have made him be like this. I mean, not like this. I would have made him be Snoke, because there were people that like theorizing online that Jar Jar might have been Snoke.
And they should have just did it.
So epic.
They should just did it.
I mean, it wouldn't have made it any worse.
That would be great. That's great.
You can't make it worse. You can't make that. You cannot make those 3 movies worse if you freaking tried to. You really couldn't.
That's good. Okay, next one. Holy cow, he asked the question, is a hot dog a sandwich? Yeah, I think so. I think as long as it's between bread, it counts as a sandwich.
That's true.
So, there you go. Quick question for you. There you are.
That's deep.
That's a deep one, yeah.
Well, actually, I'm going to argue that point. A hot dog could be a sub.
Ooh.
Yeah, but isn't a sub a sandwich?
Yeah. A sub,
like a sub is a sect of sandwich, right? There's sandwich, and then there's like sub. There's like other elements. So,
I got it. A sub is a subcategory of sandwich.
Ah. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. And for our last question, this one's from John Frag, and he asked the question: your thoughts about Morbius if you have watched the movie? Also, which show do you think is better, The Book of Boba Fett or The Bad Batch? Okay, Morbius, no, I have not seen it. I don't plan to watch it until it comes out. Not because I hear it's bad, it's just because the Sonyverse movies I do not like, and I feel like they're not as good as the MCU, and they're trying to be, and they're just really failing. So they should just give all the Marvel properties to Disney and let them do their thing with it, because they're doing good. So, there's my answer on that part. And for the Book of Boba Fett and the Bad Batch, I actually kind of like the Bad Batch more, just because they kind of do more. The Book of Boba Fett is just like 3 episodes of Boba Fett and then 3 episodes of The Mandalorian season 3. You know what I mean? So it's not really even Boba Fett's story. I don't hate it, but it definitely feels like they wanted to give Boba a show and just was like, hey, let's do some stuff for him. And they're like, yeah, let's do a little bit of stuff. And then let's bring Mando in. Yeah, let's do Mando. Yeah, let's see the Mando. Yeah. And that's kind of what they did. So, yeah, that's my perspective. What about you guys? I figured neither one of you guys saw the Morbius, so I just covered that and jumped right into this.
I haven't, but I'll add to you
about the Sonyverse.
Yeah. I haven't seen it, but I'll just to give you some type of opinion on it. I will say that I agree with you on Book of Boba Fett. I liked it. I didn't love it. And it's weird because what I liked most about it was the Mandalorian stuff. It felt like the next season of Mandalorian. I think
it was like season 2.5 or something.
Yeah, like aside from Boba not being as interesting as I think he could have been, I think the whole entire series was he takes Jabba's palace when Jabba was already defeated anyway, just to have a shootout in the streets of Tatooine, and that was it. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
that's it. Huh? I don't know. Could have been better. Wasn't terrible. I enjoyed watching it. Probably not going to watch it again.
I
Yeah.
think Disney Plus definitely does best with its own characters and not like. 'Cause I just feel like they really mishandle like characters like Boba Fett and stuff, but they really nailed the Mandalorian. So I think that they definitely do better with like doing their own characters and own stories and stuff.
True.
Good
That's a
point.
good call as well. Okay, and that is all of our questions for today, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please let us know. Give us future questions for future videos. Like I said, down there in the comments below. If you guys notice, we're actually doing a blue theme. Today we're all wearing blue shirts. Last time we all wore glasses. So if you guys have any cool ideas for funny themes we can do in the future, let us know down there in the comments below. And if we do it, we'll give that person a shout out. So there you go. There's a little extra incentive for you to do that. But yeah, make sure to go check out the Gold Wulf's channel. He makes a lot of awesome music. I actually did a reaction to one of his videos recently. It's called Lando Calrissian. So good. Like, I'm not even kidding. You could even say it's out of this world, right? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, definitely go check it out. Like I said, link to his channel in the description below. And also make sure to go check out the Nerd channel. He does a bunch of like opinion videos on different elements and stuff like that. It's good stuff. So definitely go check him out. I'll leave links to that in the description below as well. And yeah, if you want to see more videos from us, please consider liking, subscribing, turn notifications for more. And until next time, I guess we'll catch you later. All right. Peace.